Namaste everybody, welcome to BODHI. I'm Tamal, this is Hallie. We'll do an hour vinyasa practice. We will begin in child's poses. Come onto your hands and knees, tops of your feet flat on the mat. Sit on the heels, place your forehead to the earth. Neither arms extend forward or arms down by your sides. I like to have the big toes touching and the knees nice and wide so the ribs are hanging right between the inner legs. And before we said ready, set, action, Hallie and I were talking and she was like, are you going to do a really hard class? So I think we'll do like a medium class, somewhere in between gentle and tough. But before we get into all that, we'll just center ourselves with inhaling and exhaling, finding our natural pulse of oxygen. This just helps us settle into the space, settle into our body. Gives us the appropriate perspective or attitude to approach all the different postures. Because really the breath is the driving force, right? It's the fuel. It's like stopping off at the gas station. We'll take a big inhale through the nose. Hold your breath at the top. Out of the mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nose, holding at the peak. Let it go. Go back to breathing through the nose. Make your breath sound like you're fogging a mirror with your mouth shut. Find the audible ujjayi. From here, let's extend your arms as far forward as they'll go. Spread your hands wide on the mat. So you're stretching the fingers and the webbing between the fingers. Then we sink the tailbone away from the arms so you find length in the low back. Let's come onto all fours, your hands and knees. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to reach your right arm up to the sky. Now, like you're threading a needle, we'll take the right arm under and across your body. Drop your right shoulder and ear to the floor. You can stay there by sliding your left arm forward and kind of climbing onto your left fingers like it was a tent. Or some of you may want to open up the shoulder and take the left arm and drop it behind your low back and maybe find the crease of your right hip. Totally up to you where you go with it. And we just breathe. No rush. Let's come back to all fours. Your hands end your knees from wherever you were. We'll switch sides. Left arm goes up to the sky, then we thread the needle. Drop the left shoulder and ear to the floor. Take whichever version you like, whether that was sliding the right arm forward or wrapping the right arm behind the back. Like this theme today is we don't want to force anything. Everything is about being mindful, being very careful. Choosing our different variations according to our own intuition, the signals that our body is feeding us and listening to that. Let's come back to all fours, hands and knees. Let's tuck your toes, lift your knees, find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So from down dog, you can pedal your legs out, shift your weight side to side, do any fidgeting that feels appropriate. And eventually we'll just settle with your legs hips width apart, heels disappear behind your toes. Arms are shoulder width apart, fingers point forward, the hands spread nice and wide. If you have a carrying angle, means you have hypermobile arms, turn your fingers slightly outward. Let the forearms lift, the upper outer arms wrap down and around. The belly goes in, the hips move back, the thigh bones move back. Yes. And then on an inhale, let's drift to plank, upper push-up position, and pause. Stack your shoulders over the wrists. Let your index fingers glide forward so the whole inner palm is rooted down. The first part of your arm, the radius and ulna is going to turn in a little bit. Well, the upper part of your arm, the humerus should wrap back, and that creates more of like this neutral position in your shoulder. Then we take the front ribs in towards the back body. A lot of chiropractors call it bracing. And you take your tailbone and you scoop it towards your inner thigh so that your frontal hip points, those two little bony bones at the front of your body, move up towards your chest. Notice if you're rounding in your upper back, draw the heart forward. Keep pressing your thigh bones into the hamstrings. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. Very nice. Got another round. On an inhale is drift to plank, top of a push-up, and hold. So this time we're going to lift your right foot just an inch off the floor. This is where Hallie's like, I thought you said a medium class. This doesn't look like we're going in the correct direction here. When we take out some of the foundation, it just makes the whole body work a little harder. Set the right foot down, lift the left foot up just an inch. Set the left foot down, downward facing dog. When Hallie was asking me what kind of class we were going to do, she was literally laying on her side, going, what are we going to do? That's what happens behind the scenes. We'll run through some basic vinyasas. On an inhale, drift to plank. As you exhale, lean way out, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, maybe upward facing dog if you feel like you're ready. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. So we're going to do two more. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. So we'll lift your right leg up to the sky. Square your hips. Dorsiflex your right foot and work the right inner thigh towards the ceiling. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, bring the right knee to the nose. Shoulders are over the wrist. Pause. Press the earth away so you're rounding in your upper back. It's a little protraction in the shoulder. Then inhale, extend the leg back. Again, knee to nose, shoulders are over the wrists. Then extend the leg back on your own for the next 30 seconds. And then we're going to meet with the right leg extended back. Lunge your right foot between your hands. Drop the left knee to the floor. Release your left toes and take a moment to scoot that left leg further back and then reach your arms to the sky. So you're in a very low lunge. If you feel some irritation or some sensitivity in that left knee, you can always fold the corner of your mat up and stuff it under that left patella for extra padding. Otherwise, we're sinking the hips forward and down, but you want to be aware if you're really creasing and compressing where your right upper thigh bone is joining the right hip. You want to pull the right hip bone away from the right femur. Let everything breathe there. Think about framing in the outer hips, hugging in the front ribs, letting the back ribs lift up away from the kidneys. Work to get those arms a little straighter. Start wrapping the upper outer arms forward. Very nice. So we'll take both hands and place them on top of your right thigh. Now tuck your left toes. Let's pick up your left knee just a couple of inches, just a little bit. Want quite a bit of slack in there, just because I want to make it extra hard. Also, because I want to scoop that tailbone under some more to ensure that we're creating that posterior tilt. We're not dumping in our lower back like this. We're not sticking our butt out. We're scooping the tail under. Now I want you to press down with your hands to, again, jump that right hip bone off that right thigh bone. Now reach your arms to the sky. Yes. It's always a good sign when we get into a pose that makes us shake. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, hands come down. Let's step back to plank. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. So let's lift the left leg up to the sky. Let's bring the knee to the nose. Shoulders are over the wrist. Think cat pose. Then inhale, extend the leg back. Again, knee to nose. Extend it back on your own. Let's meet with the leg extended back. Lunge the left foot between your hands. Yep. Drop the right knee. Release the right toes. Take a moment to scoot that right leg back. And let's come on up, reach to the sky. So just like the first side, if you want to put some kind of padding, it doesn't have to be the corner of your mat. If you have a towel, you can slide under there, a folded up shirt. Otherwise, we're pulling the left hip bone away from the left thigh bone. We're steering our hips forward. We're taking those front ribs and not only putting them in, but gently knitting the front ribs down towards the pubic bone. And even the bottom tip of the sternum, the xiphoid, draws down, but we don't want to slouch. So you take the top part of the sternum, you start lifting it up. There's this tendency to keep your arms really wide, like you're holding an enormous beach ball above your head. We don't want that. We want our arms close so that our biceps are about an inch, maybe an inch and a half away from our cheekbones. And then you start wrapping the upper outer arms forward, taking the scapulas and hugging them towards the outer edges of the torso. Now, both hands go to the front thigh. We tuck the back toes, we pick up the back knee just a little bitty bit. We want to still ensure the neutral pelvis, still want to focus on the posterior tilt. We press down with the hands to jump that left hip bone off the left thigh bone. Then you can reach your arms back up. Notice if your shoulders are getting tense, soften the trapezius down the back. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, hands come down. Let's step back to plank. Let's get out of there. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through the nose, holding your breath at the very top. Let it go. Let's rise high in the toes. Bend your knees, look forward, exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glancing out. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, open the arms and rise. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold your body forward. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to do a couple more rounds of these. After we've done a couple more rounds of these, we'll take another detour. Let's come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glancing out. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, open the arms and rise. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. So I'm going to get you to standing. We're going to let you loose for one more round on your own. Let's come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, open the arms and rise to the apex. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Let's step your feet together. Let's drift to plank. Let's kick both heels to the right, send the left arm up, side arm balance, Vashisthasana. Let's turn your left hand down, reach over your head. Again, the biceps should hang low, about an inch, inch and a half above the left cheek. If you need to modify, you can always drop the right knee to the floor, or you can stagger your feet off. Take the right hip a little bit to the right and let your left hip move a little bit to the left. Even if it makes you feel like you're almost going to topple over, that means you're doing it right. Get longer through the sides of the waist, longer through the sides of your neck. Let's reach the left arm up. Left hand down, top of a push-up, switch sides, both heels to the left, send the right arm up. Turn the right hand down, reach over your head. Again, modify if you need to. The tailbone is also drawing towards your heels. We never want to dump into the lower back. We're always looking for that neutral pelvis, whether it's in a Vashisthasana, handstand, or a warrior two, it's everywhere. Reach the right arm up, right hand down, top of a push-up, pause. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, lunge the right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee, release the left toes. Scoot the left leg further back, but keep your left hand on the floor, and let's reach your right arm up to the sky. Turn your right hand down, reach over your head, lengthen forward. So I want you to press the earth away with that left palm. So you're creating space between your left trapezius and your left ear. Then we'll tuck the left toes. This time pick up the left knee fully. You're pressing the left thigh bone into the hamstring, and you're pulling back through the inner left heel. Take the outer right hip, hide it to the left. Stamp the right big toe down into the floor. Maybe lift the other 4 toes up on that right foot. Let's inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, right hand down, step back to plank. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, lunge it through. Drop the right knee, release the right toes, and it's important to scoot that right leg further back. We're trying to create space. Right hand down, left arm up. Turn the left hand down, reach over your head. So again, you're driving the earth away with the right palm. So we're creating space between the right trapezius and the right ear. We tuck your back toes, we pick up the back knee, press the right thigh bone into the hamstring, hide the left hip. We'll breathe. Try to press the left calf towards the left shin so that left knee is still resting over the ankle. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Let's step back to plank. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. So keep your feet where they are. Walk your hands to your feet, to the back of your space. Take an inhale and glance out. Exhale, fold in. Put a bend in your knees. Take your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Pull your arms to the sky, and then maybe straighten the legs. And we breathe. And do the exact same kind of interlace, but with the opposite pinky, opposite thumb on top. Release your hands down to the ground. Put a bend in your knees. Let's roll all the way up to standing, vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc. Let's walk to the front of your mat. It's humid in here today, guys. Feet together. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Sit low, reach high, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, straighten the legs. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, lunge it through. Back heel down. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, lunge it forward. Back heel down. Inhale, rise, Vadinyarasana. Exhale, hands come down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to do one more round of that, and then we'll take another detour. That's why no one likes to go on road trips with me. Let's come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Exhale, stand up, prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise, warrior A. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through the nose. Hold your breath at the top. Let it go. Let's step your feet together. Let's drift to plank. Kick both heels to the right. Send your left arm up. So this time lift the left leg off of the right, bend the left knee and set the ball of the left foot on the floor behind you like a kickstand. Turn your left hand down, reach over your head. So we're just in the back bend variation. And let's come back to plank. And we'll switch sides, both heels to the left, send the right arm up. Lift the right leg off the left, bend the right knee, set the ball of the right foot on the floor behind you. Turn the right hand down, reach overhead, lift from the heart. Come back to plank, top of a push-up. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Drop the left knee, release the left toes, scoot the left leg back, and reach to the sky. So take the hands at prayer. Let's hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, twist. Get the elbows stacked so you can apply more pressure with the top hand down into the bottom hand. And then when you do that, you'll find your thumbs closest to the heart center, the sternum, the middle of your body. Then we'll tuck the left toes and fully pick that left knee up. Press the left thigh bone into the hamstrings. And you're going to hide the right hip to the left. If you want more, you can always open your arms or wrap it up, embellish accordingly. Now I want you to start to think about Crescent Pose, and on an inhale, unravel, come up, reach to the sky. Turn your left heel down, and let's open up Warrior Two. Widen your stance. Get your right thigh bone parallel with the floor. Then you set up front heel to back heel, or if you like the old school Iyengar way of front heel to back arch, that's good too. Your back foot should turn in at like 10 degrees, just a little bit, and keep pressing your left thigh bone into the hamstring. Notice if your right leg is kind of drifting inward. You know, when you get in the ocean and all of a sudden you start drifting down the beach. We don't want that right leg drifting anywhere. So you extend forward through the inner right thigh. We hug the outer right hip in. We scoop the tailbone under. Let the frontal hip points lift. Jaw on the belly, lift the chest. Place your right forearm on top of your right quadricep. Turn the left hand down. Reach over your head. We breathe. Come back up to Warrior Two, straighten the right leg, extend your right arm forward, and then place the right hand on the right shin, floor block, left arm up, Trikonasana. So paying attention to the feet. Stamp the right big toe down and let the other 4 toes lift up on that foot. It's a good habit to form. Then we get heavier in the outer edge of that back foot, like we drop to anchor. So the inner left arch, inner left calf, inner left thigh lifts. Keep getting longer through the sides of the waist so we're not creating an unnecessary, exaggerated lateral flexion of the spine. Let's come up Warrior Two. Take your hands at prayer here. Tilt your torso forward. Hook your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh. We do this kind of open variation of twisting in a lot of prenatal classes and things like that, but it has so much benefit for everybody, so we're just doing it here today. So we're pressing that right elbow against the inner right thigh, and the inner right thigh against that right elbow. Keep softening the shoulders down the back. And just like a flower blossoming in the sun, you're going to set your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Oh. Now drop the left arm behind the back. Either half bind or full bind, your call. It's totally up to you. Just try leaning your shoulder blades to the right. Do not forget to breathe. Those legs are working. Let's come up warrior two. Oh, yeah. Straighten the right leg, hands to the hips. Step your left foot to meet the right foot, front of your mat. Feet together, relax your arms by your sides. So you're going to shift the weight into your right foot, bend the left leg behind you, reach down with your left hand and catch the ankle. Now reach your right arm up to the sky. Stamp the right big toe down. With your next exhale, lower your torso about the level of your hips, and with your preceding inhale, find an up dog in the chest, a cobra pose, camel pose. Inhale to stand, exhale, let the left foot set neck to right. Feet together, inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold your body forward. Inhale, glance out. But then exhale, just fold, squat down in your tiptoes. Let's do Crowbak Bakasana. So feet together, knees wide. Wedge your triceps against the shins, plant the palms, lean forward till the elbow stacks over the wrist. Now lift one or both feet up. Heels to the butt, think cat pose. Step back, shoot back, float back. After your vinyasa, we will all meet in downward facing dog. That looks great. Let's take a big inhale through the nose, holding at the peak. And then like a lion, stick out your tongue, let it go. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, lunge it through. Drop the right knee, release the right toe, scoot the right leg back, then reach to the sky. So we know where we're going. We take the hands at prayer. We hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, twist it out. Always looking to line up the long axis of bones. So if your elbows are kind of collapsing towards each other, separate the elbows, get them stacked. Start turning the chest, pivoting and getting the thumbs closest to the sternum. Now we tuck the right toes, we pick up the right knee, energize that right leg, and then if you want more, you can open your arms. You can wrap it up if that's in your practice. Now we know where we're going. Think crescent and come all the way up. Now we transition to warrior two. Right heel down, turn your chest to the right, open the arms. It's kind of a funny transition because you have to spin the heel down and you rotate at the same time. But once we're here, we settle. We want the stance nice and wide. We want that left thigh parallel with the floor. So that left thigh resembles a table. So if I took a bespoke coffee and I set it on top of Hallie's thigh, I should balance without spilling. Now set up front heel to back heel, front heel to back arch, and the back foot turns in at 10 degrees. The tail's going under, and again, don't let that left knee drift inward. Let the inner left thigh draw out and forward, and then the outer left hip pins in. Place the left forearm on top of the left quad, turn your right hand down, reach over your head. We breathe. And the thing we have to tell ourselves here is there's no rush. Come up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Keep your legs wide. Extend the left arm forward. Place the left hand on the left shin. Floor or block. Right arm up. Trikonasana. So again, the feet, the roots we work with first. The left big toe glues. The outer edge of that back foot glues. We're trying to draw our calves towards each other. They never will, but it's that energetic pull inward. And that'll help us create this power through the midline so that we can pull in our pelvic floor. A kegel. We draw on the stomach. We straighten out the torso. Come back, warrior two. Hands come to prayer. Hook the left elbow to the inside of the left thigh. So we're getting the elbows stacked. We're pressing the left elbow against the thigh and the thigh against the elbow. We're softening the shoulders down. Hallie's starting to sweat. It's a good sign. It's also like 150% humidity in here. Now the left hand goes down, the right arm reaches up. We drop the right arm behind the back. Half bind or full bind, your call. You know where we're going. Just try leaning your shoulder blades to the left. Just let the pose open up a bit more. Warrior two. Oh, yeah. Straighten the front leg, hands to the hips. Step the right foot to meet the left. Feet together, relax your arms. So we're going to shift the weight into your left foot. You bend the right leg behind you. Reach down with your right hand, catch the ankle. Reach the left arm up. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, tilt your torso forward. And with your preceding inhale, find that sense of camel pose, upward bow in the chest. Yeah. Keep driving the right shin back, dorsiflex that right foot, roll the right hip down. Inhale to stand. Exhale, set the right foot next to left, relax the arms. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold your body forward. Inhale, glance out, but as you exhale, just fold, squat down in your tiptoes. Let's do Crowbak Bakasana. Feet together, knees wide. Wedge your triceps against the shins. Plant the palms. Chaturanga the arms. One or both feet lift. Step back, shoot back, float back. After you've taken the vinyasa, we will all meet in a downward facing dog. So keep your feet where they are. Let's walk your hands to your feet to the back of your space. Make peace signs with your index, middle fingers. Hook your big toes. Take an inhale and glance out. Exhale, fold in and flare the elbows up. Paragustasana. If you're holding tension in your neck, nod your head yes, shake your head no. If you're clenching in your jaw, soften it. If your breath is shallow, deepen it. Release your fingers from your toes. Slide your palms, your hastas, deep underneath the fronts of your feet. Your padas, so your toes touch the wrists. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in and flare the elbows out. At this point, our hamstrings are pretty warm, so we can explore some of the range or depth of flexibility that we've created. Muscle fibers should be more malleable or surrendered at this point. Release your hands from underneath the feet. Heel toe your feet together so your big toes touch. Bend your knees so that your chest touches your quads. Take your arms behind your calves and hold on to your Achilles or the backs of your ankles. Some of you guys may even slide your fingers underneath the heels and then straighten your legs, fully and literally embracing Uttanasana. If you have tight hamstrings, this is all kinds of not fun. Something I was reminded of years ago by a yoga teacher is that progress doesn't always look pretty. So sometimes when things are really challenging in a yoga class, it may not be what we want it to look like yet. We're making progress. You know, it's that facing the challenge, facing the difficulties. and working to persevere through all of it. Release your hands from your ankles. Put a bend in your knees and roll all the way up to standing. So we're almost there, but we're not quite there. I'm going to shift the weight into your left foot, bend the right knee into your chest, and you're going to hug the right knee in with the arms. We'll just wait till Hallie's done with her hair. No rush. Beautiful. Now keep that. You're going to take your hands and you're just going to slide them to the hamstring, so under the leg. Now start to straighten the right leg forward. Oof. So we did all those standing forward bends. That should have helped open the legs up more. I mean, my hamstrings are not that flexible. I'm kind of like, So just take it where you got it. Remember, progress doesn't always look pretty. Now, keep that right leg where it is. Reach both arms to the sky. Oh, yeah. Now, luckily, we have some room behind us. If you're at home, make sure there's some room behind you. Take your hands at prayer. Think warrior 3. The right leg goes back behind you. Your torso dips forward in front of you. Heavy in the left big toe, active in the quads. Roll the right hip down. Try to kickstand that inner right heel on the back wall. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, only set the hands to the ground. Walk your hands towards your left leg, get nice and close. Slide the left hand to the left, slide the right hand to the right. Cup the floor with the fingers, and then dip your chest, your sternum to the left shin. For standing splits, Urdhva Prasrita Ekpadasana. We breathe. Take an inhale, lift the right leg more. Exhale, set it next to left, feet together. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Let's roll all the way up to standing. You see where this is going. So, weight goes into the right foot, bend the left knee into your chest, hug the left knee in with the arms. So we root down in that right big toe, and the energy should just rebound off the floor, putting a micro bend in the right knee, traveling up the thighs, scooping the tail under, pulling in the belly, elevating the heart. Now both hands catch the underside of the left leg. We kickstand that left leg forward. Let it shake a little bit. You ever see Austin Powers where the guy is from Holland and he's super flexible? We can't all be that flexible. Keep the left leg where it is. Reach your arms to the sky. Oh. Take your hands at prayer. Warrior 3. Left leg goes behind you. Torso is in front of you. Keep staying heavy in the inner part of your right leg. Only set the hands down. Walk your hands towards your right leg, get close. Slide the right hand to the right, slide the left hand to the left, cup the floor with the fingers, and then work your chest, your sternum towards the right shin. Take an inhale, lift the left leg more. Exhale, set it next to right. Feet together. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold forward. Put a bend in your knees, roll all the way up to standing. So, you're going to turn towards the right, and let's open your legs nice and wide. So just adjust however you like at home. Have your toes point in the same direction, or maybe slightly inward, heels a little bit outward. We'll take the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, and anchor the hands down, lift the chest, then exhale, fold your body forward. The tendency is for your butt and your hips to move way back. We want your hips and everything in line with the ankles. That'll ensure that we're getting into the hamstrings. I know, A lot of backs of the legs today. Do the exact same kind of interlace, but with the opposite pinky in front. So you're just switching the micro change in the hands. Release your hands to the floor. Make peace signs with your index, middle fingers. Hook your big toes. So it's similar to the forward fold we did earlier, but now our legs are wide. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold in and flare the elbows out. Release your fingers from your toes, put a bend in your knees, roll up to standing, hands go to the hips, turn your left toes to the front of your space, step to the front of your mats. Relax your arms, inhale, reach to the sky, exhale, fold forward, inhale, glance out, but as you exhale, just fold, squat down in your tiptoes and sit your butt on the mat. And then extend your legs out in front of you. Cool down time. Grab a hold of your butt, move your glutes back, move the bottoms of your thighs out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Then exhale, hinge and fold forward. If you're having trouble grabbing your feet, you can always take a shirt or a towel and just loop it around your feet as like kind of an extension pole for your arms. And from here, you're going to sit up. So we're going to prepare for cow pose, a different hip opener than a pigeon today. You're going to cross your right knee over the top of the left quad. Now try to pull your right heel towards your outer left hip. Then you're going to take your left foot to your outer right hip. If you're having trouble getting your legs kind of stacked in line, you can always walk your hands forward and kind of pop up onto your left knee and then kind of work your legs in place, shifting them in, and then sit back down. You can stay here, or we'll reach our arms forward, right elbow under the left, intertangle, maybe palm to palm or knuckle to knuckle. Big inhale, then exhale, round your torso over the right leg. Yes. So you're doing eagle in the arms, cow in the legs, opening the ball and socket joints, the hips and the shoulders. And just hang out. And from here, you can sit up. Untangle your legs. So we're going to do a little switch here. So once the legs extend out, you can shake them out. We'll cross the left knee over the top of the right quad. You pull the left heel to your outer right hip. We pull that right heel towards your outer left hip. You can stay here. If you want to lean forward and kind of shift your knees in place, you can. And then we'll take our arms out in front of us. Left elbow under the right, intertangle, palm to palm, knuckle to knuckle, and when you're ready, you fold over the left leg. Really, how far you go is completely up to you. From here, you can sit up. Untangle your legs. Let's scoot forward, lay on your back. Once you're on your back, bend your knees, set your feet on the floor, plant the palms on the ground by your sides, lift the hips. You can interlace your fingers underneath the back, tuck the upper arm bones underneath you. You could just karate chop the outer edges of your hands, wrists, and forearms into the floor. If you want a deeper back bend, take upward forward Vadinyarasana. Take a big inhale, lift a little more, then exhale, come on down. Hug the knees to the chest. Release your left leg out, only hug the right knee in. Take your right arm out to the right, like a post. Look to the right, and take the right knee across the body to the left. And we switch sides. And hug the left knee into your chest. Let's hug both knees into your chest. Place your forehead onto the knees. Take a very big inhale. Hold your breath. Squeeze everything, all tension, all stress into one tight little ball. Let it all go. Sprawl open. Shavasana. You've arrived. So taking these moments and minutes in your practice to give in. And what that means is surrendering to the position of resting. So much of the time we're walking through life with our guard up. So much of the time we have an enormous amount on our plate. Shavasana is about scraping your plate, ditching everything to the side, and just letting your body and mind be for 5 minutes. Unplug so that when we replug, your battery is charged. Rest. Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pacharine Nirva Sesha Sanya Vadi Vaska Chandise Tarini Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadegor Bhaktavrindam Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshvare Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Together, take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath. Let it go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring movement back to the body. And with your eyes still shut, let's roll over to whatever side you like. With your eyes still closed, come up to seated. Sit up tall, take your hands at prayer in front of your heart. Follow your breath. The duality of this world is there will always be moments of happiness mixed with moments of distress. There will always be ups and downs and everything in between. And the yoga scriptures, they specifically state that this world is called Martya Loka, which means a place of anxiety. Now we have to become spiritually wise. We have to engage in transcendental activities, non-material activities, to help pull us out of this state of anxiety, this place of highs and lows. To become spiritually conscious. Because if we do that, we'll see things in a different perspective. We'll walk through this world with spiritual eyes and not just material eyes. We'll treat everyone around us spiritually, lovingly. We'll walk through this world with harmony. We just have to start. Food for thought. Take a big inhale. Hold your breath. Let it go. Namaste.